We loaded the bed with 4,000 pounds of concrete because we want to go right to max payload. And let's feel the power here, Dad. We're on an empty road. Hit it.
The dually really helps with the side to side.
That if anyone's buying an F-450, unless you're the ultimate poser, you probably have a big job for it. Dad got the truck stuck and we had to pull it out of the snow, which we were not hoping for, but that's life when you live in the snow. Let's start with the powertrain, and the only engine you're gonna get with an F-450 is this 6.7 liter Power Stroke V8 diesel. Now you can get the high output version, but we just have the standard output today, which is a measly 475 horsepower and 1,050 pound-feet of torque sent through a 10-speed automatic transmission. So yes, when you step up to F-450, this whole configuration is the only way you can get this truck, with a diesel, with dualies out back, and with an 8-foot bed, which once again just suggests what the F-450 is designed for, which is hard and heavy work. Now the truck we have today is just an XLT too, so it's a more basic version of this truck, which I appreciate. So there's not a lot of flashy styling or anything. Still, I think it's a pretty good looking truck. Why don't you just let me know what you think of the way this truck looks in the comments below. Let's keep walking back now. So we'll stop here at the tires. This is a set of Continental Conti HDR5s. They measure in at 225/70 R 19.5. So yes, 19.5-inch wheels there. And this is one of the upgrades you're getting on an F-450 is a tire package that can handle heavier loads. Now another thing I think is funny is they put this big, pretty much just a decorative ring on there, and that makes it way deeper to reach in here and get to your manually locking hubs. Now, of course, you could just leave them in auto most of the time, but yes, if you do need to, you can reach in there and grab that. So rolling back on our XLT, we do have a nice step there, nothing powered or anything, but still nice to have the running board. Our mirrors here are manual, no powered mirrors. They pull out as well for towing, so I appreciate that. Now getting back to the bed, there are some features here to help you get up into the bed, like these little steps. And again, I stand at 6'2", and you can see just how tall this bed is on me. If I reach in, I can just get to the floor. This truck actually sits a little bit lower than the F-250 and 350 single rear wheels that we recently tested. So yeah, I appreciate that. But still, the step is necessary if you really wanna get up in here and access the stuff in your bed, because our trucks have just gotten so dang tall. And there's even more steps out the back. So you get that bumper step. I like that one because it's always good to go. That's really gonna help you get up into your bed. Now next I'll drop the tailgate, and notice it's not a damped tailgate. It does have a bit of a spring assist, but if I let it drop, it still drops. Now there's another step here. This is the classic Ford tailgate step. Still one of the best steps going because it comes down so low. Does make it that much easier to get up into your truck. Now I did mention this is an 8-foot bed, and we do have the fifth wheel prep package here, so you could drop a fifth wheel or a gooseneck hitch in here really easily, which I like. Nice to have the spray-in bed liner. We're also getting Pro Power on board over here. That is 2 kilowatts of available power right there. Nice to have some real power at the back of your truck. 1 hard tie down in each corner, which I complain about every time, and I'll do it again. Ford, give us more hard tie down points. It really does make a difference when you're tying down different loads in your bed. Outside of that though, all the features you want are here. One thing that is missing, LED lighting. Again, that doesn't come on this XLT, and you notice it because it has these cutouts in the bed. So yeah, you're not getting the lights that you normally do, but outside of that, everything else is here. Now, let me pack this up. Talk towing and payload. So, towing off of your fifth wheel or gooseneck with this package as it sits, 32,000 pounds. Conventional towing off that hitch down there, we're talking about 30,000 pounds, which are some big numbers. And now let's go check the payload on the door jamb sticker. And this is the number that's really gonna come into play for us today. I think this is the biggest number we've ever had on the channel. 5,106 pounds of payload. All right, folks, time for some heavy-duty payload testing. And yes, today you've got 3 Elmers, and because this is an XLT, we're across the front bench. And believe it or not, 3 big dudes fit. Now, I'm not sure you can see the tops of my knees here.
Not for long.
No, this is super uncomfortable. It is not great. I'm not sitting here going, oh, this is amazing. In an absolute pinch, of course, we could do this. Luckily, we're not in a pinch today, though, so we did it for the sake of the shot. You now know what we look like across the bench, but I don't like these guys that much, so stop that. We're rejigging. I'm out of here.
I don't get paid enough for this.
Get out of here.
Somebody's getting fired. Ouch.
Still cool that you can get a front bench. You just don't see them that often.
At least.
Hi everybody, I've got to cut into this video and tell you about these Giddy Ups. This is a product we really believe in here at Truck King, and it's simple. Hang it up in your truck, it fits every kind of truck, and it's gonna help you climb up and in. Great for your kids, maybe your parents, or anyone who just needs a little bit of help climbing up into their truck. We all know trucks are getting taller. So if you're interested, head into the description and hit the link there, head over to the Truck King store and get yourself a set of Giddy Ups today. All right, let's test for real now. So we loaded the bed with 4,000 pounds of concrete because we want to go right to max payload. And we're gonna know if we're there because this truck has onboard scales, Dad, which is awesome, right? It tells you how much, not the exact number of weight you're hauling, but it gives you a really good sense for it. So Matt, hop back in now. Let's see if we go over because we're close.
Here we go.
Big man climbing in. Yeah, no, not quite. So even with 4,000 pounds of concrete in the bed, 4 guys up here, camera gear, a cooler full of water, we're still not over payload.
I don't think we got 100 pounds left, though.
We're close. We are close. So we can say that we loaded this thing up to max.
We did.
Now all we can do is go drive, Dad, and see how it feels.
Okay, let's go all have lunch and see if that puts us over.
Okay, everybody, now the real test begins. We've got the weight back there, and let's feel the power here, Dad. We're on an empty road. Hit it. Man. It feels so good. I mean, the thing with diesel is it's just so effortless. Like, it doesn't rev up. You're not getting all the drama that you'd get out of a gas engine. It's just, yeah, smooth and effortless. That's what it felt like over here.
It's all about the torque.
Right, that low-end torque.
A lot of people don't realize it's not horsepower that moves you, it's torque.
Right. And yeah, with the weight back there, do you feel like you felt it? Did you feel like you were compensating for it, putting your foot deeper into it because of the weight?
No, if anything, I was being gentle because I don't want those blocks sliding.
Fair point, yes, and that's how you should drive with
honestly, there was way more that I didn't go down that deep.
Right. So then I guess, needless to say, if you're talking highway merge, you wouldn't be worried at all.
Nothing to it.
All right, and then, you know, suspension-wise, again, we're maxed out today. We've got this thing fully loaded, and I'll just comment from the passenger seat, I barely feel it. If anything, it's more comfortable. This truck is in that it's more comfortable because it's loaded down in the back phase. And I'll tell you one of the big differences I'm feeling, Dad, because we just did that F-250 Platinum full of payload in the bed. The single rear wheel F-250 had more of that float through the corners. It just felt a little bit sketchier. You could feel the center of gravity was higher. I don't feel that at all here. And I gotta chalk that up to slightly lower ride height and then the dually, right? That big, wide stability from the dually. That's what I feel over here.
The dually really helps with the side to side.
Right.
Okay? That's the key, or the big advantage to the dually. When you got a lot of weight, and particularly when you got like a big trailer on, you don't get any side to side slop.
Right. Right, and yeah, that's exactly how this feels. So, you know what? I said it off the top that if anyone's buying an F-450, unless you're the ultimate poser, you probably have a big job for it. And, you know, I can confidently say now that even fully loaded, this truck doesn't feel like it's fully loaded. Right now, it doesn't feel like we're maxed out, white knuckling, anything like that.
No, and that's why the onboard scale was kind of fun today. Because, yeah, we've taken it right to red line, if you will.
Right.
But, man, you know what? There's still lots left here. My butt tells me there's still lots left.
Right. All right, now it is nice to get going, Dad, but of course stopping is a big deal, and that's one of the things the F-450 does over the F-350 even, is it has bigger, stronger brakes, and we have the exhaust brake. I just turned it on, so we don't need to do a panic stop because we don't want that stuff to move, but give me a nice stop here and tell me what you think of the brakes.
Yeah. You know what? They're right for this truck.
Right.
I think that's
Fair.
the way to put it.
Fair, and this is just interesting context because I know you just got off the road with your Chevy 3500. And it's something we've said in a lot of GM trucks lately, especially, a bit of a mushy brake pedal.
Yeah.
I don't get that here. Here I get the touchiness that I want, because when you're hauling this weight, even though I won't say the brake force is bad in the GM truck, it stops fine. You just want to feel like it's really responsive, almost that air brake feeling, and I feel more of that in the Ford than I do in a Chevy. What do you think?
I agree with that. My 3500, I don't know. There seems to be a lot of play at the top end of the pedal before it really starts to dig. More than I think is necessary. It gets the job done, but yeah, as compared to this, where you're right at the top of the pedal, and it's applying, and then for that matter, the exhaust brake in the Ford is more aggressive.
You felt like it was more aggressive?
Yeah, the Duramax exhaust brake, it's there. However, and then the Cummins is better than all of them.
Yeah, that is fair. And if you guys want a deep dive on the exhaust brake, that's here on the channel. Matt did that last week, so make sure you go check that out. Well, folks, we peeled the weight out of the bed of this truck. And let me tell you guys, it was a little hairy today because everything was so slippery. The backhoe was sliding around a little. The truck was sliding around a little. Dad got the truck stuck and we had to pull it out of the snow, which we were not hoping for. But that's life when you live in the snow, Even a little bit of snow sometimes can slow you down. And I guess I'll just quickly, as an aside, say this morning it was really cold, so the snow was crunchy. And then by the time he got into it, the sun had been on it for hours and it gets so slippery and soft. So I feel like the last couple videos we talk about snow conditions, I just had to put that out there that yes, the snow changes hour to hour, and that's what happened to us today. Anyways, back to the truck. So this is the F-450 XLT, and we have a really good cross-section of trucks now because we just drove a Lariat and we drove a Platinum. So this is the most basic of the bunch. And obviously you could tell, look at this interior. I wouldn't say that there's anything here that's really flashy, that's going out of its way to look good. It's just what you need and nothing you don't. Functionally, looks fine, but yeah, it's just not as pretty as the other trucks, right?
It's a work package. But even so, I could see using this as an everyday vehicle. It's all a question of how much do the doodads mean to you? How much are you willing to pay?
And then that's the big question, so we'll throw that out there now. This truck as it sits is still $100,000 here in Canada. And that's where, yeah, the price starts to go. For that money, you're not paying for interior. You're not paying for fancy wood and more touchscreen. You're paying for capability, right? That's what you feel like that money is going towards in an F-450. It's to be able to put 4,000 pounds in the bed and then still feel confident while going down the road. However, you know what? For 2027, Ford has actually announced for the first time ever an F-450 chassis cab Platinum, because there are customers who get in these trucks and go, I want full luxury even though it's a huge truck. And so there's enough people asking for that starting in 27, Ford is going to start building that too, which I thought was pretty interesting. Now, we don't always have someone in the back, so Matt, give us the back seat review. What do you got back there?
The short answer to that is not a lot. And then that again winds back to XLT. It's a work truck. I've got a couple of charging ports down low. That's it. I got a seatbelt.
Yeah, well, again, all you need, and that's what it comes back to. This truck has what you need.
43 inches of leg room back here, which is a ton. I can actually kind of sprawl out. So I am quite comfortable. If you do wind back to one of the previous shots, though, I did almost hit the roof when Steve went over a bump. I'm hoping I made a silly face there. Maybe you can slow it down. But yeah, this thing definitely rides like a 450.
Sure, of course. Yeah, and that was the one thing, having the weight in the back, you felt like it really smoothed out, and when it's empty, it's definitely stiff in the rear end.
That's how you notice it, is with the weight in it. It was nice.
Yeah.
Right
really.
now, it's not.
Yeah.
Much less nice, yes.
However, just to add, if you're buying this truck, you're probably towing most of the time. Mm-hmm. In which case, you're going to be fine.
Well, folks, we've come to the end of this one. I guess my big takeaway here is, yes, it's still very expensive at $100,000, but if you're loading this truck up, it's just going to do the job over and over and over and really remove a lot of stress from your life while doing it. What do you think?
Who?
Yeah, you.
Me?
Yeah. It's good? You like it?
I like it.
Okay.
Senior moment.
What do you think, Matt?
I think that, like you said, this is very work focused, but I also think that the XLT package is nice. Like, I don't think anybody's going to get in this thing and be like, I'm really skimping on what a truck can be, while also being able to tow. There, I bounced off the seat again. While also being able to tow and do all those things very, very well.
Yep, fair enough. Well, folks, put it out to you guys. What do you think of the F-450 and everything you've seen in this video? As always, drop down in the comments. Let us know your thoughts while you're down there. Don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, hit join, become a member of Truck King, and then come right back here to the channel and see what we're testing next. See ya.